Hey, this is Neil, and I'm back with another VASL 201 advanced topic. I actually thought I was done with my VASL videos, but I thought up this one when I got into the activity of customizing the QC bar here you see at the top. I think QC stands for quick counter. I could be mistaken, but that's basically what it is a quick counter bar. I think a lot of people just play with the default one that comes with VASL, but you can fully customize the order of these counters and what's in the drop-down menu of each upper level counter. I'm going to show you how to do that. But first, to do this, you have to do a couple things. You don't necessarily have to do a couple things, but it'll just make it easier. So if you come to File, Preferences, some people may be playing with this Use Combine Application window checked, which is what I do. So all these windows are in one window, meaning the text area, the configuration window, and the quick counter configuration bar when I pop it out, and I'll show you how to do that. Um, if you have this turned off, it may actually be easier for you to do because the windows are independent. I have it turned on, so I'll show you how to do it using the combined window application setup. So to start editing the quick counter bar, click on the little orange squad leader guy throwing the potato masher here. And here's where this action takes place. So I currently have mine set to Neil, which is my quick counter configuration. The built-in configuration, if you click this here, you'll see the buttons at the top change to the default. So this is the default configuration. And the one reason you might want to configure this is because coming into here and searching for counters in the middle of a game can kind of be a pain in the butt if you don't know exactly what you're looking for and it's a little obscure. Um, I find it easier to just put everything or as much as possible on this bar and be done with it. So let's do that. So I have it set to the built-in configuration. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click Copy Current QC Configuration, and you click that, and you'll see here that it created a copy here called built-in configuration copy. Okay. Now what you want to do is modify. After you do that, you want to modify. I'm leaving mine alone. That's the one I work with. So we're going to start a new one here, the copy. Click modify, make sure it's selected. Click modify current QC configuration, and it'll pop up this window over here, which is basically a tree structure of the copy of the default configuration you just made. Now here's where you're gonna have, if you have it set to independent windows, you won't have a problem here. If you have it set to everything built into one window, like I have it, you may have a problem here because if you try to drag a counter over here, it disappears. So what you're gonna have to do is minimize your main window and just drag it so you can get to it, or drag it to a second monitor if you have a second monitor, which I do, but I wouldn't be able to film it. So I'll just drag this window, excuse me, to the side so we can see the window here. Um, Now the first thing you might want to do is rename your bar. So make sure the top level is picked and click this kind of text editing feature, enabling feature, and just type in, I'll just call it test bar. You can call it whatever you want. And if you click back over here, you'll see it's now called test bar. And we can switch. I can switch back to Neil, and all my bars come back here. We can switch back to built-in configuration or the test bar that we just created. And you might want to have different QC bars set up if you have, an infantry only scenario, or you have an heavy armor scenario. You might want to have a configuration that emphasizes one set of counters over another. But most of us probably run in, 1080p monitors. You should be able to configure the bar here so you have as many counters or drop downs as you need to have nearly every counter in the game up on this bar here. Okay, so I'm going to put it back. Okay, we are on the test bar. I'm going to show you how to load things on here. It's really simple. If you want to just drag it to the top level, which would be just under test bar, you just grab, I'll just start grabbing a counter, random counters here. Well, let's go to the info area at least, and just pick a counter. And if you have it picked the top level test bar, it'll put it at the top level. So let's just grab one and just drop it in here. And it'll put it at the bottom here, but it's still at the top level. And you'll see here, there it is right there. I just dropped it on. It just showed up on the QC bar at the top. Okay. If you want to move it, just pick it and click this arrow here to move up. And you'll see it'll move up on the configuration bar, the editing bar, and it'll move to the left on the QC bar at the top as I click it. Okay. So you can position these wherever you want them to be at the top level. Now, if you want to put it on a sub level, what you do is you pick that, and let's see if I can move it. If I can just drag it. I don't think so. No. It's a little finicky to work with, but if you want to put an item in a sub level, you have to pick the top level that's on. So let's say I wanted to, for some weird reason, put this gutted counter under the residual fires. You just grab it, drop it in there, and it'll be under that. And you'll see it here now, right there at the bottom. If I start moving it up, you'll see it moved up here to the center where it is. If you want to create a new submenu, you just click this. You can give it a title if you want. And let's see, let's try to drag something else in there. And it'll put it there. And the icon that shows at the top level will be the first counter that's underneath it. That's what will show at the top level here. So if I move two firepower, residual firepower up one, this will change to a 2. So whatever graphic you want to represent here at the top level, make sure it's the first counter underneath it in the editing menu. That's pretty much it. You can see if I can move this. Yeah, I can move this one level out. It puts it at the bottom. It doesn't. You can see it was here, but it scooted it to the bottom, and then I can move it around here. Now the problem is I haven't figured out a way to get it back. Like I can take this, I can move it up one level. I can't take this existing one and move it down one level. What you would have to do is go back in here, find the Russian acquisition counter, pick acquisitions, and drop it in there, and it'll be back in there. You can't, once you move it out, you can't move it back down a level. You can move it up a level, but not back down a level. And whenever you make a change, it automatically saves. You don't have to save it. Okay. And obviously you can delete things. Just pick them and delete them. That's it. Let me maximize this. Come over here, just switch between them. So there's the built-in. Again, there's my primary one that I use. Has lots and lots of counters. Have pretty much everything on it, including you can put overlays on it. Let me show that real quick. Let's go back to test bar. Move that back over. Modify it. If you come up here to draggable overlays, for example, like we use control. Most people use control counters instead of overlays. Instead of going up and digging through here to find them, um, you can put them in the quick counter bar. So you can put all your overlays in here, which is convenient. Have them right handy and ready to go. We need to drop them on the map somewhere, just like that. Okay. So anything in the overlays, even big things like hex grids, which would be weird, but I believe you can put that in there. Yep. I don't know what it looks like here. Yeah, hex grid. Drop it down here. Okay. So anything in the draggable overlays, and probably the deluxe overlays will work as well. You can put that in your configuration bar so that it shows up here at the top. That's all I had to show you for configuring the quick counter bar. I find it useful. Hopefully you do too. Leave some comments below if you have any feedback, and we'll see you next time.